everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Jurassic News! And I hope you all have your cup of tea ready, because today, well, we've got some tea to talk about. Well, there's a lot of things going on, and let's waste no time and get into it. So first off, let's talk about this new merch. This comes from Dr. Collector, and this is Jurassic Park The Lost Memories. And this is something where they've done this in the past. Universal licenses out, of course, Jurassic and stuff like that, to other companies so they can make product. And this seems to be a collector case. This has existed lots of different times throughout the franchise's life cycle, where you get the brochure that was in the Explorer, you get the map, you get an ID card, you get all these sorts of things. But what I wanted, I mean, it looks really good. When I first saw this, I thought, oh, wow, this is awesome. And that's what I love about merchandise that is merch. Like, in-universe merchandise. Like, I wanted, when I was a kid, I wanted a Jurassic Park ID badge. I wanted the Jurassic Park raincoat. As much as I liked the toys, I wanted to feel as if Jurassic Park was a real place. And that's something that I think really captures the imagination of a kid. It's like pretending that it's real. And, you know, you've got the brochure. And that's probably why I have the car and everything as an adult. But if you just look a little bit too closely at things, you'll see like traces of already existing art. And the thing is, what's a bit annoying about this is a Jurassic Park merchandise thing, and they're using a Jurassic World render. So they couldn't even, sort of trace, they've changed a little bit here, like they moved the leg a little bit to the arm and stuff like that. But if you look a little bit closely, there's some things that, aren't really executed the best way. And that's how you know that this isn't sponsored. Because I wouldn't say that. And moving swiftly on, the Future Games Show. This happens every year. And I think last year they showcased Jurassic Park Survival, but there was speculation that we were going to see either Jurassic World Evolution 3 here or another trailer for Jurassic Park Survival. Those are the two big ones that we're expecting to see. However, I think a couple of days before it went live, because it's already happened, they put out the publishers of, or at least the owners of the games that will be showcased. So, as you can see, the owners of Jurassic World Evolution franchise, that being Frontier, are nowhere to be seen. And also, the owners or the makers of Jurassic Park Survivor, which is Saber, are not there. So it was very obvious from the start, before you even watched this, that there was going to be no Jurassic World Evolution news, and there was going to be no Jurassic Park Survivor news. There is Jaw Drop Games, which is, I think, Death Ground, that game that was supposed to be released, I think, 7 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. It's still in development, so I think they showcased some things there. But apart from that, there was no chance we were going to see anything, which is really interesting. And this says a lot about the future of these games. But before we get into that, we do have a new Jurassic game coming out, Jurassic World game. I could not believe it. Roll the trailer. Yeah, doesn't that look really cool? Like, very interesting style. It's almost like Minecraft or Roblox sort of style. And people have been asking for a Jurassic Lego game, another one. And the last one was great. And, they only had 4 movies in that. And we've got another 2 movies. With Rebirth, we're going to have another 3 movies. And you could do that, like a part 2 to it. Because Lego Star Wars has been a thing for a long time. But this is not Minecraft. It is not Roblox. It is not Lego. It is the Sandbox. What is the Sandbox, you might be asking? Well, that's something that I asked myself when I received a sponsorship offer to promote the game. Yes. So I quickly looked into what the Sandbox was, and it's a metaverse thing. Oh, God! Already, some red flags, sort of beep, 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 sort of little alarms going off, like, metaverse? Oh, Oh no. If it's not Mark Zuckerberg trying to be cool and hip.
Grilling meats, good smoky flavor.
It's code for NFT bro or crypto bro. And that is exactly what the Sandbox is. So to give you a rundown, basically the Sandbox it acts like Roblox. So it's a base, like a game engine where you can make things in. Except for it's almost like realty. It's almost like property. So, you rent a house, you rent an apartment. It's like that. You rent spaces inside the Sandbox and create whatever you want with it. And I assume each block is a certain amount and it has tokens. But basically, they're all NFTs.
Why are we still here?
And I don't like NFTs. It's very weird. It's not the first time I've come across the blockchain on the NFTs when it comes to dinosaur things. We'll get into in a separate video where we've got AI and NFTs sort of seeping into our space in dinosaurs. I'm not particularly happy about it. Functions, and there's a lot of things in here. A lot of companies, big known companies. Warner is in there, Atari's in there, that have bought out space and have experiences. And you sort of run around as a character, which is very weird. But anyway, as soon as you see that monkey...
Oh, hell no!
This is old! Wasn't NFT a big thing in 2020 or something like that?
I bought an ape.
I got an ape too.
This
That's
is your
mine.
ape. Are we debuting it?
It's really cool. Hat, the shades.
And what?
It's just... You remember Cryptoland? Do you remember that weird... Like, it was supposed to be they were going to actually buy an island and make a resort for crypto bros to hang out and relax and ride Lamborghinis. That was a real thing that was going to happen. But it got absolutely trashed so badly. They sued people, I think. Journalists who wrote hit pieces. And they were just exposing what it was. It's weird, because even in that trailer, there was Jurassic Park music.
There it is.
From all corners of the world. When we get to the blockchain hills, you're gonna understand what I meant by a first-class pile of shit.
There was like Journey to the Island from that as well, and they ripped off Aladdin and all this jazz, but it seems like this is the virtual version of that. Instead of actually going to an island and doing crypto stuff, you go to a virtual landscape and do crypto stuff. It's NFTs disguised as games. Like, they are technically games, but they're all working on NFT sorts of things. And the sad thing is, they posted this on, I think it was a crypto site or something, and they showed, like look at the detail on those. They've worked hard. This is something that could have existed in a mod for Minecraft. It could have existed in Roblox, but instead it's locked behind this, like, weird NFT thing, and it just feels like, I don't know. I mean, I got approached for this. I didn't sign the NDA because as soon as I found out it was crypto, I sort of said to myself, yeah, no. But I'm assuming they got in touch with loads of other, influencers. So, I mean, it's completely up to them if they want to play it. Like, the whole gameplay for this they put out there is that you're like a zookeeper, and you've got to nurture and raise your dinosaurs. A bit like Paleopines or something like that, you have a baby dinosaur, it grows up, you go get other ones and all this jazz. But for me, personally, the NFT aspect of it, the blockchain aspect of it, is enough to sort of say a hard pass. And it's just another thing where Universal are licensing, like throwing their license to things, and I don't know if they're thinking about it. I want to believe that they're not thinking about it. Because NFT and crypto has had a lot of bad press over the years. There's been a lot of rug pulling. That's where people put money into a coin, like a token, and then it goes up in price, like stocks. And then when it's the highest, all of the insiders, like the people who own the coin, sell it. And then they leave all the supporters high and dry when it dips. I want to believe that Universal just thought, oh, this looks cool, I'd like to license it. But the cynic in me sort of knows already, without even thinking about it, that they just went, oh, this could make money. This will make you money over time. Microtransactions. If Jurassic World Alive is anything to go off, yeah, the microtransactions, we want subscriptions, we want this continual fund of things. I don't know. I think they've even spelled Tyrannosaurus wrong. I think there's 2 N's in that. I haven't even looked at this closely. But anyway, there you go. That is the newest game, and I hinted towards this in my last Jurassic news. But at that point I knew about this, but I they'd sent the NDA. I hadn't signed it, but I still felt a bit slimy if I was like, oh, look at this terrible thing. I wanted to wait till it was out there before I covered it. So, but anyway, back to the actual games. Jurassic World Evolution 3. You hear that? Yeah, that's the news for it. Now, chances are I'll make this video and then they'll make a trailer and they'll be like, it's coming out tomorrow. And I'll be like, God damn it. But as of recording this right now and uploading it, there is no Jurassic World Evolution 3 news. We know that it's probably called Evolution 3, or it is, not the spiritual successor. Go, that boat is past. Dino Crisis still can ride that because it hasn't had one yet, a remake. But it's going to be a 3rd installment in the franchise. But, however, when it comes to Jurassic Park Survival, there has been news. On a LinkedIn profile, this is the studio head, I think, of Saber, says, I'm beyond excited to share that we are hard at work on Jurassic Park Survival. Just wrapping another performance capture session with more developments to come later this year, taking the time to deliver the best for our fans. And of course, quoting, spare no expense. This is great news. But they say, or he said, later this year. And that's an update. So I think it's solid concrete proof right now that when Jurassic World Rebirth comes out, we're not getting any games. Or at least, we're not getting the games we want, which is Evolution 3 and Jurassic Park Survival. We'll get a Sandbox metaverse game. Maybe we'll get an app game or something. But as far as actual games go, they're not releasing with the movie. And we kind of had that with Jurassic World Evolution 2, I think. I think that came out after Fallen Kingdom came out. It was 2018, something like that, if my memory serves me correctly. But this image has some Easter eggs in it. Get it? Eggs. But it literally does. So motion capture sessions, if you don't know, is when they put a suit on a person which has dots on them. So those dots correlate to a rig in the animation program, and you don't have to animate, basically. If you've ever seen games where they seem too fluid and it's a bit weird, that's motion capture. And that's motion capture that hasn't been changed afterwards. Jurassic Park did that, but then they changed it, that the animators still went in and fixed things. But what this means is you need props. You need things to interact with, right? So that's what's on the table here. So it's not just a good news post, there's Easter eggs. So we have the walkie-talkie, the Saber Motorola walkie-talkie. You have eggs as well, which is the styrofoam. So we're going to get this character, I can't remember her name, but she's going to be on a walkie-talkie trying to talk with somebody. She's going to be maybe even picking up eggs. I mean, she's going to be picking up eggs. That's what they've called it. As well as maybe other spherical objects. That's why they had to call it egg. But there is also 2 other objects we don't know about. There's something just out of frame at the top, and I can't really make that out. It's such a shame because it's so close. It looks like the 3rd word is camera, so maybe it's a Polaroid line camera or something like that. It seems to be. And the left one also is a bit hard to read as well, but it looks like a phone. I'm going to assume it's a phone because it's got the cut off cable, and of course this is the 90s, so they're probably just gonna maybe pick up a phone and put it down. But you've also got structure like scaffolding. So I think this is probably for when we saw her in the visitor center, and there's scaffolding in there and she has to interact with that, so she has to hold onto it sort of thing, or she climbs things, something like that. But also we have front and center a Jurassic Park Survival narrative summary. So this is really good. I think this is better than the Sandbox game. It's better than the Clown Collectible or whatever it was called. I can't remember. This shows that they've taken time to consider the lore. And when it comes to Jurassic Park lore, I don't really care because it's convoluted. I don't care what you say. From the very get-go, they contradicted themselves. In fact, I might make a video on it, how every movie contradicted the last or something like that. I've got an idea in my head about how I'm going to do that video. But it does show that at least that this is going to be merchandise that'll come out alongside the game or at some point, and they have thought about it. If you remember back in the day when Jurassic Park and the Lost World came out, you would get books. You'd get books of behind the scenes, and I had those books, and they were great to read, showing the love and care that went into it. We also have Camp, Cretaceous, Theory, Park, whatever. Their trailer came out, and it's basically Dominion. I mean, I'll watch it. And don't get me wrong, I think it's a decent kids series. If, my daughter, when she's old enough, she would want to watch a series, I wouldn't mind putting this on for her. I think it's for a kids thing, it's great. It's that Saturday morning cartoon sort of vibe. And that's another thing. I think it would be great if it came out every week rather than just dumped it all at the same time. And maybe if they did that it would work better for them. But either way, you've got Dodgson back.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, we'll play that Dennis and Henry clip. Who cares? And we've got the Malta underground black market scene, which of course is from Dominion. You've even got them riding mopeds around in Malta. You've got the locust. It's just we're just going from set piece to set piece, pretty much. And if you're not a fan of Dominion, then you're not really... I don't know. It's just something... As far as lore-wise goes, I'm not interested. But I'll watch it anyway, because I'm this committed. Time sync theory is a thing, and I will watch it. But do I care about locusts? No. We know how Dodgson ends. That was disappointing. I don't really care for it. It's interesting because... you have the main story of Jurassic, like Dominion, and then you have Camp Cretaceous, which is, it'll skirt ever so close to almost getting into being lore, it could have affected something, but if you watch the movie, you would never know. And maybe that's a good way of doing the lore, but also it's a way of just, hey, it's kind of canon, because it's giving backstory, but is it really? It's just like, if you're really a hardcore fan, then yeah, I get it. It makes sense. But one final news. We have toys. We have Jurassic World Rebirth toys hitting the shelves, I'm assuming in China. So 2 of these are repaints, which is the Nozotoceratops and the Baryonyx. And this Baryonyx is so old. Like, I'm pretty sure that sculpt was from when I first started reviewing the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom toys, when Mattel first got the license. So, it's that old, and it's just a reskin. And you've got to think, like, why? Can you not at least make it a little bit different? The Nozotoceratops there, but we have a Myosauria, which is hinted towards being in the movie because of the weird short crest on the Parasaurolophus. So that one could be in the movie. And we also have Utahraptor. And I don't think Utahraptor is going to be in the movie. I think this is just like, oh, well, look, Utahraptor. But it's so strange to think that Utahraptor, the dinosaur that they're kind of based on the Velociraptors. Velociraptors are based on them. I know it was Deinonychus, but Utahraptor is, I would say, closer, in my opinion. But also, the scope looks great. The level of detail on the feathers are great. I think for a repainting option, the Utahraptor is perfect. Beautiful. I'm not such a fan of the paint scheme and paint application it comes with in the box. I mean, you might as well have just done the Pyroraptor colors at that point. At least then you could have been like, oh, it's a bigger Pyroraptor, and the other one could have been a baby as far as playability goes. But yeah, I mean, they're there. We're getting more toys slowly as time goes on. We're getting some more. And that about wraps up this Jurassic News segment. Of course, we do not want to waste your time here. We want every minute to be crucial to news or updates or something. We don't want to just drag it out, and that's exactly what I'm doing now. But anyway, guys, if you've enjoyed the video, leave a like. I do have a Discord, which you can join in the description below. And if you're a member, I am now going to be starting to post teasers for upcoming videos. I'm starting to work on a couple of videos that take quite a long time to do. And in doing so, it means the upload schedule might be a little bit slower. So to pacify you guys, I'm thinking about, maybe a teaser for non-members and then a really good screenshot that shows what I'm doing for members. And it's not a way of trying to gatekeep content behind the member paywall. It's just that you guys, the members who have been supporting me for this long, deserve something. And I've been racking my brains, what to do with my brains. I have multiple brains. Racking my brain to think about what to do. And normally my time is completely filled up, so I don't have time just to, let's focus on members content, you know. So either way, there's a little bit extra content there for you. But if you enjoyed this video, guys, leave a like. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Oh, bye-bye.